Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Comedy Collision Podcast. I am your host, Nick Hannick. This is episode 79, I believe. I'm not sure about that, but we're going to say it's 79, and that's fine. So we're going to rock with it, and here we go. All right. I think we're back. We are back.
Are we back?
We are here. It is episode 79. I've given in to... I said, I thought I would only have people on this podcast that had their own podcasts or were artists, because this is called the Comedy Collision Podcast, so they're supposed to, do different things. And when I had Kamari on, he had his own podcast, and it was a basketball podcast. I did have Devin on the second episode, but that was just because we needed to get running, and he's refused to come back on, which is fine. But today, on episode 79, after that long intro, we have a very special guest, my longest tenured friend in the Hannick's, friend history, I guess. I don't know. Since kindergarten, Justin Bjorseth. Welcome to the podcast. This is a dream of his. For me, it's,
More of a nightmare.
it was a light sleep that I woke up and went, is that real? But here we are. And thank you for coming on. Are you excited for this?
Thanks for having me. He texted me last week, so I've been bugging him to come on and discuss, anything and everything since the podcast started. And finally, last Friday, before we're getting ready for a Halloween party, and this guy texts me, "You ready for the text that you've been waiting on?" And I'm thinking, what's he about to hit me with right now? I seriously thought I've been waiting on this text. I'm getting ready for 50 people to come over to my apartment. But then it turned out it was a text I've been waiting on. So
It was an invite.
It was an invite onto the podcast, and I couldn't turn him away. So,
And I come bearing, I actually got you something here.
oh boy.
Put them around. This is the official drink of the podcast, unofficially. Officially unofficial. This is Bai. Now, you've seen me drinking these. Because I like to enjoy a good Bai, right? I get my antioxidants. If I had my oxidants, they're all anti. We know that. This is the Sao Paulo strawberry flavor. Go ahead, crack that open.
Okay,
This is the worst flavor, I think, of them. But it's all I had in the fridge. So cheers. And actually, cheers. We could actually cheers. I don't just cheers an audience. Get the label out. And,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye, baby. Oh, that is not good. It's delicious. So, you're here. Justin, for those who don't know, me and him went to grammar school together, middle school, high school, college. That's weird, I think people think sometimes.
It is a little bit weird.
I didn't know it was that weird, but I guess, yeah. It's kind of crazy to think about our classmates from like middle or grammar school, and just like you were with those people so long. I mean, what, how many, 8 years?
Yeah, well,
8 years of grammar school?
Well, 7.
7. And then you just slowly just break out and never see them again. Well, probably not never see them, but a lot of people probably never see them again, actually.
Yeah, no, we're definitely in the extreme
Yeah.
minority.
That's crazy. Justin works at a pizzeria, kind of. You work for Lou Malnati's, which if you could get them to sponsor this podcast, that
I know it's a favorite of the podcast.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be honest. You're kind of on this because we need a sponsor for this podcast. We've been trying, but better than Giordano's, 100%.
Yes.
Not even a question. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what are you guys going to do on this podcast? What are you going to talk about? There's a lot to talk about. Me and Justin right now are currently sitting in a fantasy of football right now for us. And what I mean by that is we are both Mizzou and Michigan fans. Our alma mater is Mizzou. We grew up Michigan fans. I actually got into Michigan football because of this man, Mike Hart, Chad Henne, and Mario Manningham. And what I do want to say is thank you for that. But another thing I want to add is I think this is the year they do it all. I think this is our first national championship.
I agree. I think that it's I I don't love that, that this will air after the Penn State game this weekend.
Yeah, the first
in all
test.
likelihood.
Yeah.
So I hope I don't end up looking like a big idiot, but I do think that it's kind of Jim's. I think I've thought it's going to be his last year there the entire season. In recent weeks, I'm more confident in that than ever. So I think it's just kind of his final farewell, fuck you to the rest of college football and the rest of the Big Ten. And I hope, but Georgia's damn good. I learned that this weekend watching them.
That sucked.
So
Georgia knows how to lay it on, and that's a problem. And Georgia's a problem for Mizzou, and they're going to be a problem for Michigan. And that sucks because we got a buddy who went to Georgia, so we can't really hate him.
They're the only other SEC East team that I like.
Who do you hate the most in sports? In all sports, I asked our friend that the other day, but I wanted to know. I think for me, it's Ohio State.
They're definitely in the conference. It's definitely college. I can name 10 colleges that I hate more than before I even get to pro teams. Like, I mean, you have KU, Arkansas, U of I,
really, Arkansas is up
MSU.
there for me.
I would put all of them in that conversation.
Wow.
South Carolina, at least in football.
Interesting.
It's probably KU though.
Yeah, KU sucks, dude. And if you're watching this, dude, and you went to Kansas, just turn it off, man, because we don't want you here. We take 27 views, and we'll make it 25 once you're gone. We don't get many views on this, so I can't imagine.
I don't
the
know
numbers
how many KU
drastically
people are
change.
turning in.
Yeah, I don't know if any are even on, man. I'll be honest. Probably negative.
25 viewers from Kansas. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we have no views. And dude, that's fine, man. That means I can get away with saying stuff that I don't mean. But, it's fine. It's fine. It's going to go up after this one. We brought him on because of the class, because of the good looks, because of the style and the profiling. And, And you know what we're going to do? Should we start with the game? Do we want to play the game to start? I know this is only a 30-minute podcast, so we kind of have to crank through it. So we're going to do this game. Get your whiteboard.
Oh, boy.
All right. If anyone's ever seen TikTok, that thing, the TikToks, people do that is it the newlywed game or something? I don't know what it's called, but the best friends challenge, where they're asked questions and then they show each other. And I think I'm going to be very damn good about this. Actually, let me tell a story. As you can see, I gifted Justin. I like to give gifts, dude. I gave him a buy. And I actually, one time he broke up with a girlfriend of a very long time. And I got Ozzie Guillen, because I paid for it, Ozzie Guillen to make a cameo, telling him, there's many fish in the sea. And it was hilarious because he was probably a little bit drunk when he filmed it.
I was probably a little bit drunk when I watched it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he got back with the girlfriend like a week later. So who owes me $50 or whatever it cost? I think him. And
I
then
think that was that 50 that I gave you the other day.
No, that's because the White Sox suck and the Cubs are the superior Chicago team. Here we go. First question. We're going to do what am I most afraid of? We're going to start with that. So, Nick Hannick, what am I most afraid of? I'm going to write it.
Oh, you're writing yours.
I'm writing my answer.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Are they the same?
Are they the same?
I didn't think it would be. But
I
I think that I'm right.
I wrote the answer was snakes or intimacy, and you wrote
Jordan Love not being the guy.
Okay, that's not. He is the guy already.
Okay.
So that's already wrong answer number 1. So that's fine. Now should I do? Now you know what we'll do, because you wrote a lot, which I thank you. I'll do the next one and we'll do it for Justin. So we'll do what game or reality show would he do best on? Oh, dude, I got this. All right, what game would you?
Reality show.
Wait, game or reality show? Let's just do game show. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Game show. All right, I got mine.
I can't think of any.
3, 2, 1. Is it the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right,
we got one, dude.
There we go.
Nice,
One in
dude.
the win column.
Oh, shit. All right, we got. I didn't think we were going to get any.
Show me,
I
Cal.
thought we could get anywhere. All right, Family Feud. Put it on the board. Okay, here we go. We're cooking on the podcast now. All right. What drives? I'm gonna do. It's funnier for you, I think. What drives Justin crazy? Hold on. Oh my God. What drives Justin crazy?
Yeah.
Got it.
Everything. I think
love
your
the
answer
word.
is going to be me, and I don't know if I'm going to come up with this. I don't think I'm going to come up with the same one.
Got it. Got the answer. I got the right answer. And what he writes, no matter what he writes, mine's correct. I know that. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Is it the same?
No.
What did he put?
I put with the socks.
The socks. All right, that's fair. But you do like the socks at times.
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go. Fault already. This one, he hates it. He'll fear of missing out.
Yes.
Goes insane.
Yes.
He needs to know everything. It's insanity.
That's very true. That's a very honest accusation. I'm working on it.
All right, who's more likely to start a boy band?
Taking a long time to write one of our names.
Oh, no, I'm screwing this up. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
The whole name of the band.
Hold on.
3 weeks later.
3, 2, 1. It says this guy sucks. It's a I got him.
That was a good one.
I got him good, but me. Yeah, it would be me, but I got him because he sucks. How about that one on the podcast?
Great bit.
Thank you. This podcast is full of bits, man.
You know I love a bit.
Oh, man.
Commit to the bit.
What have you ever listened to the episode of the podcast yet? Of these?
This podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually listened to your most recent one today because I wanted to do my homework
What'd you
on
think?
you in case there's anything I wanted to ask you. I thought it was funny.
No, you didn't.
Well, I mean,
It's
you were
all right.
talking about, like LPs for the Mizzou game, and I was there, and then karaoke,
you
and
were
I was
there.
also there.
That was
And
great.
then you're getting ready for a Halloween party. I was there too, so
He
it's
was
kind of like reliving the last few weeks. You know?
Yeah, he's a bit. We're not married. He's making it sound like we're married, but like we're not, dude. So like, kind of leave it alone. But
Don't look too much into it.
yeah,
Though.
yeah. What the fuck, guys? All right. Who is most likely to become a villain? I thought someone died. Who's most likely to become a villain? Ooh, that's good.
A villain?
It's kind of a mean one, by the way, Christian. That's enough to break up a friendship, I think, on this one. 3, 2, 1. Who do you put? I put you.
Yeah, I put me too.
He goes by the Goblin. Tell him why we call you the Goblin.
I don't really remember how it started. It just started because I just started saying like Goblin mode.
He would.
Then there's the whole Spider-Man scene that I'm not
Yeah.
gonna not gonna retell
So-
here, but
He goes Goblin mode, which, by the way, you want me to tell him what Goblin mode is, or do you want to explain it? I think it's come up on the podcast, maybe.
you can. I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear from you, the host.
I think you need to hear it because you don't remember it. That's kind of. He gets to a point of where he's hammered, and he runs down the gauntlet, right? So we got Sandlot. Shout out to people at Sandlot, Torres and Mary Kate. And then he goes from Sandlot to Trace, and this is at like 3 a.m. And then from Trace, catches that last half-hour shift at Raising Cane's and goes home.
So that's just Friday.
And that's, yeah, that's just Goblin mode. And he tries to get people involved. He'll try to recruit my roommate.
He's the only I can always count on. Doug.
I had a buddy come in from college. He tried to recruit him. It's a sociopathic kind of routine. Most people go, what do you do? I go beast mode. What does that mean? Oh, I go to the gym, I work out, do 2 hours, come back. What does he do? Goblin mode. 3 a.m.
Dude.
Hammered.
Dude, the night after our party, like a couple weekends ago, we went to a few of us went to the Irish American Heritage Center.
Oh, yeah.
To drink and have some fun. It was funny when we were there. I realized that like everyone who went, besides me, has like either has been to Ireland because they have a strong family roots there, or their father was performing at said center. Yeah. And so I was just kind of like, I'm just here.
I drink.
I drink. I like the women.
I like the women. Who's ever said that? They like Irish women. That's not a thing. I like Irish women. I mean, good for you, man. If you got your kink, man, you got your rosy red cheeks, right? That's what they got, rosy red cheeks.
But anyway, after that, everyone else went home. Devin and I went to
oh no,
Sandlot.
Oh, here we go.
And we pulled up, and we didn't realize until we got to Wrigley, like the scene of the Halloween bar crawl, right?
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
And
we can't curse.
So we pull up, neither of us in costume. Clark's just flooded. The bar is flooded, and we get inside, and I'm like, I have never felt older in my life. I was in a turtleneck with like a quarter zip pulled over it, just some jeans, and people are in there, and everyone in there. We went, a couple years ago. Yeah. Everyone in there is a year or two out of college max. Yeah. I was like, dude, I've never felt older. We've never looked older.
Yeah.
And I don't really think that he, like, grasped what it was.
Sure.
But then we ended up at Trace and Raising Cane's
there
after
it
that.
is.
The point of it was that.
Once you kind of light the gas gets going and it just
The
catches
two-
fire like that,
yeah.
that'll do it. Yeah, that's going to be tough. All right, we're back. We're still going here. We just had to edit the thing here, and it's all good. Okay, so Christian thinks that this will be a cute one. What is your favorite memory of us? Oh, okay. Yeah, I did. Why do you change the word, man? I keep thinking it's going to be like me or you, and then I said us, and you got me. Now you got me saying something.
After this is not looking good for your "we're not married" accusation.
Yeah, this is
that
tough.
you made earlier in the podcast.
Because I don't call it us, which is tough. What was it? Favorite? I don't know.
How the fuck do you pick when we've been known each other for
Yeah,
20
that's
years?
weird.
How do you value one over the other? I will say that of this year, like, we've done a lot of trips. I've gone to, like, a shit ton of concerts and whatever, but, like, the only thing that I get legitimately sad when I think about it being over is the Mizzou trip.
Oh, really?
This year. Yeah, man.
It was a month ago.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
That was so recent.
It's recency bias.
I guess that topped it. Yeah, that was awesome. We did the Chili Peppers concert. That was cool. Yeah, but the second one I didn't love. The second one just because we were in a mosh pit, I think is why it wasn't.
That was the goal.
as
We
high.
missed Backseat Lovers because you and Ryan wanted to be in the pit.
Yeah. Well, me and Ryan went to go see Lil Yachty too, which
Yeah, terrible decision. They missed Mountain
Yeah.
Joy for Lil Yachty. Can you believe it?
we got to get Lil Yachty on the podcast and see what he has to say about that performance. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. But we used
His
to play
intended
baseball.
target were everyone else in the audience who were 16 and 17 years old and rolling Molly. Not you and Ryan.
No.
Believe it or not.
I like to think it was for me. This was for Ryan and Haddock. He knows our names. He knows our names. That'd be great. We coached baseball. That was cool.
Won a title.
There was one time that me and him were coaching, and we were getting blown out, and we were down like a lot. And then this other coach pulls up. He was going to be late for the game, and he just stormed onto the field mid-game and pulled the pitcher. And we were just like, what the fuck, man? Like, that was such a dick move to do. You don't remember this or no?
No.
He doesn't remember. Maybe you weren't maybe Justin wasn't even at this game. But
there's a good chance I was. You were the head coach.
I was
you were a
calling
lot
it,
more
yeah.
dialed in than I was.
That's fair. We were getting murdered, and I was calling the pitches, and then the guy just shows up out of the parking lot. He goes and pulls my pitcher. He pulls my pitcher, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? That was the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen. And he's just like, I can't believe we're losing. I'm like, it's fucking Little League. Who gives a shit?
One of my only memories from that season is when I got in the argument with the coach who looked like George Costanza. Remember that?
What was that over? I remember you are.
I have no idea what it was over. He was just trying to start some shit, and you know how it is. You know, we won a lot of games, and a lot of other teams.
We did. We won a championship. No big deal.
And, just mad about that. Just being a typical Little League in-house dad, and I don't stand for that shit. I'm going to protect my players. He probably wanted after one of our guys.
You stood up for the guy.
Yeah, that's how I retell it in my head at least.
Who was your favorite on the team?
Oh man, I don't
you
even remember
remember?
they were all on the team anymore.
We had this kid Jared, dude. He was a tank, man. He would show up. He just whipped the ball. He'd hit the ball. He was the best, man. Jared. What was his last?
Yeah.
Do you know his last name?
What?
Do you remember the last? Shot him out. Do you know his name?
No, I don't.
Jared, dude. He was a tank. These kids were only 5 years younger than us, but
no, they weren't. Not even.
Not even.
I would say closer.
3?
I'm not gonna name names, but I've bought at least once weed from one of the kids who was
You're
on
buying
the team.
weed from our players?
They were not while I was their coach.
The clubhouse. What the hell is going on, man?
Dude.
Brandon's taking out my pitcher. You're buying weed at third base.
Nah, man, this was years after the fact, but I guess I'll
Oh
just
my
say
God.
that kid's my favorite. But I definitely won't be name dropping.
Yeah, don't sell him out.
Obviously,
Kid homers. He slips him a 20. I mean, what's happening? I like to think that wasn't going on in the dugout. Who knows, man? What's it called? And then we had it when we played baseball. Our head coach chewed him out one time for getting picked off. And,
not for getting picked off.
and then arguing. Yeah, you got looked up, right, at the umpire?
The home plate umpire made the call on a pickoff move to
Yeah,
first base. You
that's
tell
bullshit.
me if he's qualified to make that decision. So obviously I'm pissed. So I kind of throw my arms up, and then it was we were up like 10, and he's
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing? Even doing that up 10?" And so yeah, I didn't play the rest of the day.
And then he got
Probably wouldn't have anyway.
And then fast forward 5 years or whatever in college, he gets ejected in a flag football game, which is just, I mean, what's going on?
That was bullshit too. I mean,
you challenged him. How was that bullshit? You said you want to throw me out, and he threw you out.
I called his bluff. I mean, you know how the rec league refs can be.
He
They're
goes,
all
"You're gonna
macho.
throw me out then." And the
Yeah.
guy threw him out. He's like, "Yeah, all right, I'll toss you. What the fuck does it matter to me?" He tossed your ass, and then Kevin Rocker had to fucking talk to you.
Yeah, I'd have a talking to with
Shout out Kevin Rocker.
with league officials.
Oh my god, that is
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I had like a sheet I had to sign and everything for intramural flag football. serving a suspension.
Dude, I took it real hard too. I had like a quarterback's don't spill that. I had a quarterback's like sleeve, you know? What's
I'm
that
so
called?
tempted to spill that.
Play. Why did you? What a dick move that would be! Just to swat it over the equipment. I had like the playbook right here, and then I was just reading it, and then we would lose by 30. I'd throw like 3 picks. I never could lead the team to a win, but it's okay. We moved past it. That's true. All right, we're doing one. Am I the asshole, dude? We're doing one. All right, here we go. First one. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for asking my stepfather not to attend my dad's funeral? All right, here we go. My dad recently died. I'm sorry. We don't. And by the way, they never state. They're so bad at this. Is it a girl? Is it a guy? Who knows? My dad recently died.
Would that make a difference in this particular situation?
It might. Yeah, it might.
Well, what's the girl's relationship with her stepfather?
Would you die? That is disgusting.
That
is disgusting. On this podcast,
I
this
don't
is
know
a
why
family
else it
show.
would make an impact.
This is.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around you thinking
Would you
here.
keep you 30 minutes? You almost kept it in your pants. My God. Clip it. My dad recently died. My mother cheated on him. Jesus. My mother cheated on him when I was 12 and left him for my stepfather. All right, love's love. My dad absolutely hated him for destroying his marriage and family. Personally, I think he should hate my mother too, not just the guy, but that's besides the point. Then why did you include it? On my dad's deathbed, he was screaming about how he hates this guy. Jesus. Almost daily, he spoke about how he hated him. I don't want him coming, not because he's a bad guy, but out of respect of my dad. My dad's siblings seem to think I'm being selfish, and it was 30 years ago, and everyone should be over it by now. Are they right? Am I the asshole? That's a good one. That's a good one.
No.
Who's the dad? He's not an asshole?
Fuck the stepdad. I mean.
So you think he should stay home?
Yeah. If that was this man's dying wish, which it sounds like it was, I mean, what do you...
Is the mom's coming, I guess, to the thing?
Sounds like he didn't have beef with the mom.
Yeah, I guess him and the mom are okay, even though she cheated, which feels weird. I guess if the mom's coming, though, I would say that's totally appropriate to ask the guy not to come, the stepdad, for this reason, being like he hated you. He legit hated you. But at the same time, he's dead, let's be honest. So he's not going to do anything about it. And then also, except maybe haunt him. And then also, because that's real, also, no more side tangents, the mom, if she's coming, she might need some support. So I get that. So I say you don't get to decide if a grown man comes to this or not, but you're not an asshole for not wanting it. There we go. Fuck yeah, that was a good one, dude. We got to the answer. Am I the asshole for not wanting to buy a different food to share with my wife? My wife is very attached to her brother. Unfortunately for her, we had to move states for my job. Every time she went out to eat with her brother, they both ordered completely different things and split the food in half to try both foods. All right. That's pretty cool. And then we first shared food, although it was strange for me, but I love Alfredo sauce, so I will order food that has that sauce. What has Alfredo sauce that's not just chicken Alfredo?
Maybe he's just ordering chicken Alfredo everywhere he goes.
Sir, this is a Burger King.
Can I get a chicken Alfredo?
Yeah, I'll try the Whopper. Okay, I'll do a chicken sandwich. Yeah,
And can you put some chicken and Alfredo on that Whopper, please?
If you guys have it, I would love to try it. I never not get it. So I'm fine with that. And at the first, I'm fine with that. And we first shared food. And at first we've shared food, although it was strange for me, but we did that. This means that we cannot share food. Why? Because
my wife hates Alfredo sauce.
Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to read that. Yeah, I thought I picked up. My wife hates the taste of that sauce, so she will avoid it at all costs. I mean, that's a heavy sauce. This means that we cannot share food. She told me to please stop ordering meals that have Alfredo sauce. He's just everywhere he goes, he's ordering Alfredo sauce.
I think that, you know what? I don't think that she's in the right for her reasoning behind it, but it does kind of sound like he needs help. This is kind of giving the PMT thing with like the Busties, that boyfriend is obsessed with Dave and Buster's.
No, that's yeah, I do know that. Yeah.
This is kind of reminded me of that, but with Alfredo sauce.
Oh my God, dude, this is so weird. Oh man, just everywhere they go, he's getting Alfredo sauce. I responded that I'm not going to stop ordering Alfredo sauce, and I like to follow customs. What's that? I responded that I'm not going to stop order food that I like to follow customs.
Customs is in quotes.
Yeah. So I guess she asked like that's not our customs. I don't know.
It's the customs between her and her brother.
Okay.
They share the food when they order it.
Like, that's why we have a guest on. Thank you. That she have a brother. I also mentioned to her that if she wants to order several dishes to try, she was free to do so, but that I would not stop ordering what I like to eat for her. Am I the asshole? Yeah.
You're a king.
No, he's an asshole, bro.
No,
he's a psychopath.
He's a little bit of a lunatic. I think that this is definitely... He's got to, I don't understand why it's always Alfredo. Especially because, I don't think that there's
no other
that many dishes. So it really just sounds like he's just ordering chicken Alfredo everywhere they go. Which...
Dude, that's so funny just to think like he's constantly requesting.
Nothing about Michael Scott carb loading before the
before the There's a race. Oh my God! Yeah, let's just grab something quick and light. All right, cool. He just breaks it, dude. He like runs with like packets of it.
Yeah.
Fucking.
She's probably tired of you falling asleep in the car on the way home from dinner, bro. That's probably the real issue here.
Wow, that was a heavy salad. Yeah, you put fucking Alfredo sauce all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the guy has like a fucking apple. He like dips it in. He's just like, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I've been eating fruit. I'm not losing weight.
Gets it poured over his fries.
I've been in the gym. I can't lose weight. Yeah, stop dipping everything in Alfredo sauce. Oh, my God. Yeah, I can't name another. I mean, I feel like we're dumb. Are we being dumb?
I mean, I'm probably being dumb. I'm not the most cultured person in the world.
Chicken? I literally can only think of chicken Alfredo or like
I don't know what else you would put it on besides pasta and chicken. I mean, you could put anything on anything. Like we said, maybe ordering burgers with it on there.
I know. Oh,
maybe instead of dipping
like a pizza.
Maybe instead of dipping crab legs in butter, he dips them in Alfredo sauce.
No, but like shrimp. I've heard of that shrimp scampi and like Alfredo.
Yeah.
So that counts.
Well, yeah.
But
you can do any protein.
But again,
I guess.
pasta. No, you can't do any. What are you talking? Steak.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that is. You are a psychopath. You and this guy. Are you? Did you write in?
What?
Is this him?
I can't believe that of all the things
Reddit
on
posts?
Reddit that you pulled up mine. You know, me and my wife always going out for dinner.
That is fucking insane. Okay, we're gonna end it with one more questions for storytelling. Here we go. Last one. What are the best/worst dates you've ever gone on?
Oh man.
I was going to ask him what his
lot.
first dream date was. That's weird to say out loud.
Dream date?
That's not what I meant. Not like
Ever
with
since
you.
I was a little girl?
No. I meant like if you were to take out a girl out on the first date. I don't know why I said dream date. All right. Just pretend we'll edit that out. That was weird. Your ideal first date. Why didn't I say ideal the first time?
I don't know. I would probably just
hit him with it.
Google date spots in Lakeview or date spots in Lincoln Park, and then send the link to the restaurant and ask
Send her the link. We're going here.
Yeah. Does this look good?
Charles Edward Cheese or whatever it is.
Charles Edward Cheese.
They got a band. Live music. Yeah. I hear it's great. Live music and games.
It's a little Italian joint.
Yeah. Okay, so that's he's going to Chuck E. Cheese for his first date. What is the worst date you've ever been on, though?
Yeah, ideal. I've not really. I don't have much experience in it. You might
have
remember
a bad date. You
that
have one bad date. You've never had a bad date? That's crazy.
You might remember me having a girlfriend for the entirety of college.
Yeah, you guys never had a date that was horrible?
Well, I mean, sure. I'm sure there were shitty ones, but I mean, I don't really count that if it's, you're just back to zero the next day. You know what I mean?
What about I guess. What about before that? Anything before that? High school? High school bad date?
I'll tell a funny one.
Here we go.
This is it's a triple date. It's just kind of funny.
Okay, triple date.
Triple date, and you know, I don't know about names on here, but it was with a girl who I was about to start dating at the end of our junior year, and the other couple was Joe and Allie. Who obviously have been together for quite some time, and then what?
This drops the name. I don't know about names. I was gonna be a girl that I dated for a while. The other couple was Joe and Allie.
Well,
it says the name.
I don't know. You know,
one's out, the other one isn't. All right,
cut that. The other couple was a couple that had been together for a while, and the last was
this is
our buddy Pete, who's now married. Pete, I don't have a problem dropping his name.
Okay.
And another girl who he was also potentially trying to court, who was very good friends with my date of the night. And the two of them probably didn't say one word to each other the entire night. And it was we went to not Coco Mero. What's the one at Four Corners? You know, frozen yogurt, rite of passage.
Oh, frozen yogurt. I thought that was like some Caribbean club.
No, yeah.
I was like, what the hell's a Coco Mero?
No, whatever the one at Four Corners is.
The Coco Bongo Club. I'm like,
the Coco Bongo Club, and they didn't. It was just unbearably awkward because they didn't talk to each other the entire night, and you had the other four of us kind of like having to carry the night, and it was just and it was like one of our first times hanging out. So
that's the worst date, is just having to carry another couple.
I mean, man, I haven't had that many. Like, I'm sure that I've been in fights on day. I know I have. I mean, I could say that with 100% certainty that there have been some that were absolute disasters, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Here's the good one. You ready for this? I went on a blind date in college once. I think I've told this story on the podcast, but I'll tell it again because we need a good answer, and that was just an awkward answer. That wasn't even a bad day. I think you had a good time, probably.
I had a fine time. This is just like before that, and I'm like, well,
I think you enjoyed yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
What'd you get what flavor did you get?
Oh, it's impossible to remember.
You don't know what's your go-to if you're gonna get frozen yogurt? Are you getting toppings?
If I'm gonna get frozen yogurt, I'm 16, 17 years old. I mean, I'm sure I threw some M&Ms and some Oreos on that shit.
So chocolate, you go with the chocolate. Are you going gummy
really
worms?
No, not really with the fruity vibe.
You know what I mean? They go fruity. That's more cocoa. Well, that's chocolate.
Well, it wasn't
what's a
Cocoa Mero. It was it was the other one. It was Menchie's. There it is.
That's a real man. He's a Menchie man. The worst first date I've ever been on was a blind date. I think I've said this. I think I told it on the podcast, but me and the girl, we each brought a blind date for each other. So my friend was a girl. I brought a guy for her.
Oh,
she brought a girl for me. Right? I'm like, oh shit. Okay, let's do this. And we go. The guy comes over. We're pre-gaming. We're doing some shots. She comes over with the girl. They're like, all right, you ready to go? I was like, yeah, let's go to the bar. Let's walk there. This is college. You can walk anywhere. I have a shot of tequila. Like, let's do a shot of tequila real quick. And she's like, we're going to
you were going to La Siesta.
A margarita bar. Why would we do a shot of tequila? And I'm like, oh, all right. So I go to pour it back into the thing. And she's like, you're really going to just pour it back in the thing after you poured the shot? Very horrible bosses.
Yeah.
Nick, you're going to let that go to waste?
I'm not an alcoholic.
Yeah. So I by myself do the shot in front of the whole group. Just feeling like the alcoholic. We walk, we go, we get to the bar. I'm talking to my date. I'm like, hey, should we split you want to do like a large or do you want to do a pitcher? What do you want to do? And she's like, oh, I can't have anything. I'm a diabetic. I go, why did we go to a margarita bar then? Why didn't we just go to a regular bar where you could have a beer? Not margarita, where it's in the name or whatever. I thought it was like Los Margaritas. What's it called?
La Siesta.
La Siesta.
It's a club now.
Yeah, it's a club now. So I now have to make the decision: do I still get a margarita and leave her to be on her own island? And the answer to that was yes. I did get a margarita.
How else are you gonna have a conversation on a date? I mean, what do you?
Yeah, how do I have personality?
Yeah, exactly.
So I have a large margarita. I down it. We go back. We are playing drinking games. It turns out she doesn't drink like at all, like beer or anything. So we're playing a drinking game, and she's like, "Can you take the sips for me?" And I'm like, "All right, yeah, sure, no problem."
So you're blacking out. She's dead sober.
She starts losing every question of the drinking game. It's like we're doing those cards, the King's Cup, and like it's like thumb on the table. She's the last one to do the thumb on the table. finger to the sky or whatever. Last one to do that.
King's Cup with 4 people, with one of them not drinking, is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's one of the most absurd things I've ever heard in my entire life.
So, of course, she fucking loses and pops the beer. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So I, just barely knowing where I'm at this moment, go and I'm like, all right, I'll take the beer. I go to chug the beer. The friend pushes the beer up and I spill all down myself. And I'm just like, this is the worst fucking night of my life. I'm just soaked in beer. I'm hammered, and she's sober as fuck.
Find any solace in the fact that the other two had a much happier ending to their evening than you did?
Yeah, the other guy lost his virginity on that, so I kind of I feel a little.
You were a part of that. You were a part of something special,
yeah.
man, and they're never going to be able to take that away from you. So, see, I'll say that, there you go.
Yeah.
It was a good night.
It was the worst day of my life. Worst day of my life.
That sounds terrible. Sure. I don't have anything even in, the realm of that.
I don't know. Dude, one time I had a date and she fell asleep. I drove to pick her up. She fell asleep. And I just was like, all right, I guess it's not happening. She really wants it. This is great. Clearly into it.
Yeah.
All right. That's the end of the show.
We don't want to go any further down that road.
That's the end of the podcast there. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah. This was a lot of fun.
This was great. It couldn't be hotter in here, so I'm sweating. But again, sponsor us. And thank you guys for listening. And November 30th, come on out. We are doing a show at what's it called? Red Room Comedy Club. It's gonna be great. November 30th. You're coming?
It's a great venue. I've seen you there before, and we had a lot of fun at Trader Todd's afterward, if I recall. And I'd like to run that back this year.
Yeah.
So I can put in a request.
Are you coming?
Of course.
November 30th. All right, we have 1 ticket sold already, so buy them when you can get them. All right, peace, folks. Adios.